Hi everyone, and welcome back for a new season to Gloster, Canary, Australia. Yes guys, this is episode 1, season 2. So just to give you a little bit of a rundown why we have a season 2 is because when I originally started, I only wanted to do 10 episodes and that was it. But due to the positive feedback all across the world, obviously we had a lot of all around Australia, the UK, Ireland, Malta, France, Brazil, all over. So thank you for that. And because of all that positive feedback and everything's going great, I said to myself, well, I'll do a season 2. As some of you may know, I have a very busy lifestyle. I've got a young family. I've got commitments. I'm also the president of the Gloster Club of Victoria. This episode, we have a special guest, which is David from Davids Birdroom, all the way from Ireland, which is great. So it is really good to see that, you know, channels are getting together, breeders with channels and all sorts are working together to try and uplift our hobby. And it's really great to connect with all over the world. And I heard some positive feedback about David, so I reached out to David. And yeah, so I have 6 questions for David. So, okay, let's get started. Over to you, David.
Well, thank you, Alfio, for sending me on those 3 questions. And I'm here to answer for yourself and for all of yours to know about it. First question was, what country are you from? Well, I live here in Northern Ireland. So I live in a small island of Ireland, and I'm in the north part of the island, up to very, very top north. So that's where I'm from. But it's great reaching out to let yourself out feel there, all the way in Australia, and get in touch with people all around the world. This shows that yourself and myself connect out to people all around the world. So the first question, easy answer, Ireland, that's where I'm from. So the next question, Alfio, is when did I first start having birds? First started having birds, I would imagine I was still primary school age. I would have had birds when I would have been around birds all of my life. My father would have had birds, so I would have had the birds, been around the birds from those very, very early ages. My personal first introduction to me having a bird, having the responsibility of keeping birds, which probably didn't work out too well. It actually was the Gloster Canary. Yes, like the little birds that you have, the Gloster Canary. My father then had Gloster Canaries. Now that would have been the very early 70s. My father gave me a couple of pair of these yellow boys with the funny wee hats, and I hadn't seen them. And it was a Gloster Canary, and they were kept in the wee cement shed that we had. My father had a wee wooden shed both beside the cement shed, the coal shed, and I got keeping a couple of pair of these wee birds on it. Probably didn't have them that long. I probably wasn't old enough and responsible enough then to keep them and look after them. But that would have sowed the seed for my bird keeping for the rest of my days. So it was actually the Gloster Canary was my very first ones at a very, very young age, the under 10 age bracket. So what type of birds do I breed? Well, Alfio, for those that have been watching the show yourself, you will know the main bird I keep is coloured canaries. I mainly keep clear leprechauns, red and variegated in the red and the colour canary. So that has been my main interest in keeping birds. The small birds, I've always actually kept native finches, always done a bit of young. But in the past few years, I've stepped up a bit more to breeding siskins, redpolls, and working with birds again. So in general, what I have here in Davids Birdroom is coloured canaries and native finches. Okay, so your next question, quite an interesting question, and it was, why and when did I start Davids Birdroom? Well, Davids Birdroom, the show that we're talking about, it would have started at the time of the lockdown, at the time of the COVID lockdown, when nobody was getting out and about, nobody get to see each other, we're all sort of being locked away, and then, like everybody else, I was stuck in the house, watching YouTube videos, watching all the other guys sharing their shows, and I thought to myself, well, this is probably the best way to reach out and share what I have here at Davids Birdroom with other people around the country. Local people, they're not able to visit me, so at least I can let them see what's happening here. And it has spread out from them. So 2020 would be the answer is actually to when it started. And why? Because of that lockdown time as well. But I think the big why is I've always actually blamed the modern technology, the TVs, the computers. I've always actually blamed that for the decline in bird keeping, because the younger generation, they're not interested in coming out into the birdroom, looking after the birds on a daily basis, because they're really stuck in their house, on their wee machines, playing all their games, and you can't blame them, playing all their games. So what I was thinking is, I'm going to try and fight back by using that technology to let the younger generation see what's actually out there, what they can get involved in. So I'm hoping not only am I sharing what I have here to establish bird keepers, breeders and whatnot, but to let the younger generation see what else is out there. So your next question is, tell us about your setup. This is my setup. It's a purpose-built birdroom. A block-built birdroom. 20 foot long by 15 foot wide. The golden cage is all purposely built to suit the birds that I have. So these are all sort of tight cages. Like these cages, I'll just show you. Get the tape measure out. Because I have been asked quite often what sizes my cages are. So we'll let you all see here now. These cages that are for the systems and for breeding the native finches in. The actual fronts, they're 66 centimeters wide by 62 high, and they go back of a group of 40 centimeters. So it's 66 by 62 by 40. Now, each of these cages, each of those individual cages all connect into each other. So we have a full row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those cages which go the full length, the 15 foot right across the shed. So we have all one big flight cage, or we have 6 separate cages, or even different two, a set of 2, a set of 3, whatever we have at the time. Perfect, in my view, for breeding my native finches. They're just a good size. I give them, each pair would get a double cage. So they would have a double breeding cage. Let's go in sort of centimeters, let's go 135 centimeters, which is just over 4 foot. We have a 4 foot breeding cage. These cages are my breeding cages for the canaries. Now they're 20 inches, say 50 centimeters by 40 centimeters high. So 20 inches by 15 inches, thereabouts. So same again, one pair of canaries will be very comfortable in that size of cage, but I do use the double when I'm breeding the canaries. So in each set of cages, I would be breeding, say, 12 pair of canaries, so each pair in a double breeder. Same again, all the dividers can be pulled out, leaving it all one big cage. Get all my cages all interlocked, because this all can go into that and right through the corner and right across. So all my cages, birds can have the whole way from one end to the other. These cages, they were purposely made smaller. Now, as you can see, the reason why they were made smaller, they were to do what you can see over here now. It's a smaller cage to settle the birds down to get them prepared for the showing. So these cages, they are 14 inches wide, say 35, 36 centimeters, and they are 15 inches high, which is 30, nearly 40 centimeters. So 14 inches wide. So as you can see, they're probably just a bit bigger than what a show cage does. What I do here, and you can see, when all my young birds have come through the moult or well through the moult, they're taken out of the flight. Whenever I see the young cockbirds, I select the young cockbirds and get them put into these single cages. And that's just to settle them down, get them used to the cages, get them used to all the drinkers. And then I would catch them up and put them into the show cage. So that bird belongs in that cage. I've just a wee screw there. So each of them are all hung up outside the own show cage. And then what I would do, to put them back into the cage, you don't have to hang them. So you put them back in, open up the door, and you go for it. And that's him back in his cage. And don't forget to put your drinker back on. So you take off the drinker, you put it on there, and that bird will spend a couple of hours in a show cage in preparation for the show. And you see what we have here is all my young cockbirds. Like we have in this cage a young intensive red cockbird. Look, he's a bit chubby in the cage there, but he'll get used to it. So inside the room, I have a big flight cage. Now, the flight cage, I'll turn the camera around and let you see. The flight cage that I have connected to all the other cages. The flight itself is 57 inches, say 145 centimeters by 70 centimeters, and it is standing at 8 foot high. So my birds have an 8 foot high flight, 4.5 foot wide flight. Same again, they have access to that, and they can get in through that door and in through to the flight cage, which runs the whole way across, so they have plenty of room, plenty of exercise. On the other side, we have another big flight cage, and it is 180 centimeters. It is 6 foot long by the 8 foot high, by probably 2 foot wide, over 2 foot wide. So a 6 foot by 8 foot by 2 foot flight, which houses all my over-year cockbirds. After the cockbirds are all finished breeding, they put them there, and they get off where they get colour fed, and that's where they would spend the winter. So yes, I'm very, very lucky to have what I have. It's a good, big, spacious, well-aired room. 3 sets of windows along the front. The windows are open, have a wire grid on the inside, so it's all well locked up. You don't want any predator birds flying into your shed. So yes, my bird room, 20 foot long, 15 foot wide, stands at 8 foot high, was a variation of different sizes of cages. So Alfie, your last question is, what are my top favourite 3 birds? That's interesting. Colour canaries would be my number 1. They've been with me throughout my whole life. Actually, probably would have first started the colour canaries. I was in my late teens when I would have got my first few colour canaries. Those were a very, very different looking birds from what the colour canary, the red factor that we have today. They're a very fine, roller, small-headed bird, and probably not a great coloured bird. But yes, my first bird was the colour canaries, and I've always had that big interest in the colour canaries. So I'll say undoubtedly, colour canaries would be my number 1. It's hard sort of saying that what is your best favourite, because I do like a lot of other birds. But let's just, colour canaries would be my number 1. And then of course, my native finches. Grew up always with native finches about me. My family would have had them, my father had them, my uncles, my granddad. Grew up with a goldfinch in the scullery. There always was a goldfinch about singing a song somewhere. So the native goldfinches would have been in power along with the canaries. But as that evolved on, I always had that, the native bird in power with my coloured canaries. For a bit of mulling, a bit of hybriding and working with that. But of recent years, I took a more serious interest in the native finch. And I would say, if I was to pick one of the native finches, I think I would go for the Suskin. The Suskin's such a... I had them out in the flight. And they would really just fly on top of you. They come around, land on my feet, they're land on my shoulder, they're picking and they're sitting beside you, they're sitting chirping, they're such an inquisitive, they're always watching you, they're coming over to you. The siskins, lovely, lovely little bird. Really like the siskins. My third bird that I would put into the category isn't a bird that I have here now, and it's something that I've always had a very, very keen interest in. Same again, grew up with them and had them and kept them for a period of my life. And that was the pigeons, the racing pigeons. When the racing pigeon gets into your head, it's hard to shake off. They are such an amazing bird, such a beautiful bird, such an interesting bird. As I say, I've had them for a small period in my latter life, grew up with them, had racing pigeons, and my father's day, myself, my father and partners raced pigeons when I was a young lad, but then it was my dad had done all the work and I was just there, probably the boy cleaned out the shed. But the racing of the pigeons was just so amazing. Unfortunately, for health reasons, I had to give them up. And go, if it wasn't for the health reasons, would I be standing here talking to you about coloured canaries and native finches? Possibly not. I could have still been with my racing pigeons. So even as of today, I'm not having them. I'm always checking the results. I'm always talking to the guy down the road. How did you go on the race today? How did you do that? I'm always on the YouTube watching this man, that man, on this pigeon and keeping all that. So, big favourite, the racing pigeon. And as I say, quite even possibly it could even be the number one bird if it hadn't been for the health reasons. So they're always there, can't go out without looking up the skies and watching to see if the pigeons flying past. So yes, my three favourite birds, my coloured canaries, my native finches, and of course my racing pigeons. Thank you very much, Alfio. It was great sharing what I have here with you and all your viewers. What I can say is, if anybody is interested in doing getting to know you show with myself or Alfio, just get in touch. We can arrange it. Alfio can do one from his side, I'll do one from my side. Getting to know you and what you keep and what you have in this bird world. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed. Get on. Give Alfio a good shout out, good lad, very interested in keeping the Gloster Canary promoted in Australia.
Okay, thanks David. Now on season 2, we got some bigger and better things. We'll be doing a road trip interstate. We'll have new topics, new shows we'll be attending, and all sorts. Okay, guys, if you haven't joined the Gloster Club of Victoria, please do. The details are on my Facebook page. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, until next time, have a good one.